Fighting in Apex Legends is way more complicated than just point and shoot. Apex is a game where you have to juggle various components at any given time and all at once. Sounds overwhelming, and believe me, it can be. But in today's video, I share 5 crucial tips I used to master gunfights. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Cam, and my channel is centered around helping you improve and reach your Apex potential. I've been playing Apex since day one, and I've learned a lot over the last 4 years. These 5 tips, especially number 4, have improved my game so much, and I hope it helps you too. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Alright, let's go. Utilize all interfaces. Earlier, I mentioned information is key to winning gunfights, but what information specifically? When fighting, I'm looking at what legends are the opponents using. If they have a lifeline and we get a knock, we need to be hyper aggressive. What guns are they using versus what do we have? They have a longbow and we're running AR SMGs, so getting as close as possible will be more advantageous to us rather than fighting from afar. Sometimes you're playing with people you don't know. They may not communicate, so you have no idea how much damage they're doing. This brings me to my next point. The top right of your screen is a HUD that is basically a log of everything happening in the game. Even if your teammate's not talking, you can look at the HUD and see he just cracked the horizon. Or maybe your teammate just got beamed. You would know that pushing is a bad idea and you need to hold for your teammate. Let him reset. Information is power, guys. Don't fight in the dark. Utilize your legend. One of the greatest things about Apex is every legend has a unique skill set and role. Areas where they soar and areas they lack in. Playing to your legend's strengths can be a huge determinant to dismantling a team or getting sent back to the lobby. Going back to our girl Lifeline, she can be the biggest pest to an enemy team when used correctly. If you find yourself playing Lifeline, you must play the role she was designed for. You shouldn't play her like you would play Wraith and vice versa. See, with Lifeline, you should strive to always be the last alive. Maybe your teammates almost got one clipped and you noticed because you're an interface master. So you drop your health drone and while they bat and they reset twice as fast. Something I see far too often is people dying with abilities that could have saved them or even swung the fight in their favor. Don't look for a perfect opportunity to use an ability or ultimate because there's no such thing. If you use an ability wrong or incorrect, at least you learn how not to use it. I'm talking to you, Bangalore mains. Positioning is a big part of the puzzle and where most players fall short. People tend to think of positioning and playing cover as the same thing. However, playing cover is a slice of positioning, not the whole pizza. Good positioning has many different looks, but all contain the same principles. Principles being adequate cover to play, having line of sight of your team, controlling space, and funneling enemy teams. Adequate cover is anything that offers you protection with the ability to deal damage from that spot. If you played this game long enough, I'm sure you found yourself in situations where you technically had cover, but wasn't really a threat to many people because it was either hard to shoot on top of or you had limited room to peek. Maintaining constant line of sight on your teammates is vital. At the end of your day, Apex is a team game, and typically the team that played the best game wins. Controlling space is probably my favorite part of this whole equation, partially because many people do this wrong, but I think more than that, it's just such a beautiful thing when executed successfully. Controlling space is when your team is controlling an area that allows crossfire to happen. Essentially, crossfire is when your opponents are getting shot from multiple angles, causing their cover to pretty much be useless. This goes hand in hand with funneling your opponents, and all that means is you're telling the opponents, hey, if you come this way, you're going to die. So go that way. Fight them instead. Earlier, I mentioned tip number 4 was a game changer for me, and hopefully it will be for you too. If you want to win fights at a high percentage, hitting your shots consistently is the first step to doing that. And the easiest way of doing that is using Recoil Smoothing. Now, this isn't a tutorial on how to perform Recoil Smoothing. If you're interested in that, my most recent video, 5 simple ways to eliminate your Apex recoil, has a detailed breakdown that you'd probably enjoy. So consider checking that out after this. I think it's important to note that you should be focused on the opponent, not your crosshair when shooting. I know this gets talked about often in the community, but looking at your crosshair is so limiting, and I'll explain why. When looking at your crosshair, you always have a delayed reaction to the opponent's strafe, making them harder to track, causing you to miss more shots. I can't stress this enough, but both of these together really projected my skill level way back when. And I truly believe it will do the same for you. So consider giving it a try. One more thing I forgot to mention, what really helped me was switching my reticle color to white. I feel like the other vibrant colors look really cool, but make it harder to focus on the legend. There's no science behind this, just stating what's worked for me. Use movement legends. The best players in Apex still make mistakes, but when using a legend like Wraith or Pathfinder, sometimes your mistakes are a lot less costly, because 9 out of 10 times you can escape, reset, fight again. So if you're someone who's looking to get better at fighting, I'd highly recommend picking a legend that gives you a cushion or a second chance. As much as I love legends like Crypto, Catalyst, Bloodhound, you really have to be thoughtful and cautious when playing these types of legends. You make a mistake on Crypto, and it's GG's 100%. Overextending or being a little too aggressive is going to happen when playing. So picking a legend that has some form of escape can allow you to wipe the dirt off and try again. Now I do want to say most people play movement legends the wrong way. What I mean by wrong way is they willingly put themselves in a bad situation because they have an escape, and that's a good recipe for staying mediocre. A good rule of thumb is treat every situation like you don't have an escape. This will allow you to make calculated decisions while having an opt-out if things go south. If you guys like this video, you'll love the other guides I've made. Videos like who to main, ranked guides, or just overall the best way to improve. Like I mentioned earlier, my channel is centered around helping you improve and reach your Apex potential. I hope this video served you. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.